live.
Welcome, everybody, to another Georgia Archery Podcast. I'm your host, Big John Chandler. This is where we talk about anything and everything to do with archery in the state of Georgia and Georgia archers, wherever they may shoot. And as you can see, I have a co-host, old Dwayne Horton, down there from Empire Archers.
Coastal Empire, baby.
Yep, Coastal Empire. So Dwayne's doing his thing.
The saltwater area.
Saltwater area. I'm going to put this down to just the background a little bit. So I hope everybody's had a great week. We had a lot of shooting going on. Dwayne shot pretty good one of the days for sure, and the second day and the second day was your bow fell over. Right?
Yeah, that was interesting.
So it was funny, not funny, not funny, haha, but it was strange. So we shot together. If everybody don't know, we went to the GBAA and shot together this past weekend. And so we were having a good time shooting. We shot together on the first day, and Dwayne killed it. He really did. 59 X's. He missed one just out the top, I think it was, or something. It just broke off of the top of the X. Friggin' just mutilated it, right? And then, of course, he turned around and switched bows to shoot the Jamboree. And, well, bow gets knocked over in the Jamboree. Right?
Yeah, it was a straight sabotage section. I don't believe that.
Nobody sabotaged you. It did happen, though. I was there. I witnessed it. I saw it happen. You still finished second, right?
Yeah, by 1 point. Yep. So I hadn't missed a bonus ring up until the point where my, under practicing and my bow fell over. And then they said, okay, start the score. And I'm like, well, it should be fine, but we'll shoot the center just in case. I shot the center. I hit 6 inches low for an 8, and I turned around and I was like, "Hey, I don't think this is right." And I guess it was like a laughing matter, like a joke kind of whatever. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just shoot 2 more." Right beside the other one, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need some help. This ain't working." So anyway, I dropped 14 points in that first end, and ended up losing by 1 point.
Yeah.
So.
But you did win everything for the GBAA. You finished it out on top.
I did. That was that was my best finish ever.
You did very well. We shot together, and your bow fell over. You was working your stand because it was acting stupid. And nobody around it. We all walked down, come back, and just laid on the ground. And you picked up and went to, hitting, which was great, right? I'm just, I'm happy to see that it happened. You missed a couple more X's than you needed to or that you wanted to. But overall, you recovered well, because I have definitely seen you not recover well, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So my MO is to completely blow my top and just tank a whole event when something don't go my way. So that's been my MO the past, 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
So I've been definitely working on my mental game.
Yep, but you did well. We happened to be on the same bell for the afternoon. It was pretty cool. So
I definitely enjoyed that. That was a good time.
Yeah, definitely. But overall, indoor season's over for you, right?
I'm done. I'm so done. I'm so done. I can't tell you how excited I am when I grabbed my 3D bow yesterday and walked outside, and I was like, man, this is a whole different world out here.
Yep.
Whole different world.
For sure. But yeah, that's awesome. I told you from the get-go, that was the first time out with a new Hoyt. You got to admit, that's a pretty bow.
It's a pretty, and and you shot it good though. I mean, honestly, you didn't shoot bad at all. You shot it really good.
Yeah, but I found some things that I needed to work on, and I hope that I've worked on that and got it fixed. It felt a little long, so I felt like I was having to overstretch to get the shot off. And the cool part about that bow is it shoots pretty good. So even overstretched, it was still hitting most of the time in the middle. Yeah. And so I was happy with that. And but overall, that's the last time I got to compete with y'all's young asses. That's all I can say.
Yeah, when I walked in, you immediately walked up to me and you said, "There looks like I'm 14." I think you said 14 days away from
Yep.
going senior.
Yep.
So they made you shoot with us.
That's right.
So that was fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but I had a good time. Don't get me wrong. I was happy with I didn't think that I was gonna do like my personal best scoring, just for the simple fact that me and the bow have been working together for 3 days. Really 4 days worth of 3 days worth of. I shot it on. I got it on Monday, put it together, shot it a while, shot it on Tuesday for a little bit, didn't touch it on Wednesday, shot it Thursday in league, and then I shot 4 shots in it on Friday just to make sure that the bow was still doing what I wanted to, and then we went down Saturday and Sunday. So I wasn't mad about it. No doubt about it. It was fun. We had a good time. We laughed. We giggled. We talked crap about everything.
Okay.
So, but yeah. So the GBAA.
I think you shot really well. Honestly, I think you shot really well, and to put a bow together, not even 4 or 5 days before a state event like that, and still compete is pretty good.
Yep. Well, thank you. Those guys were good. So the GBAA did shoot this past weekend, 5-spot, and there were 72 shooters that shot that event. 72.
Why do I feel like there was? So why do I feel like there was more? Honestly, I thought I heard there was over 80 shooters. So.
Well, you have to understand there were 72 that shot that event, and you had a lot of guys that come in that afternoon to shoot the other event.
Oh yeah, the bow hunter jamboree.
The bow hunter jamboree.
Right.
So let's just go through Saturday. Saturday, the Southern 600 over in Statesboro happened at the same time as the GBAA on Saturday, and they had 47 shooters.
Yes, they did, and that's an event. Well, how long they been holding that event? What's this, like 3 years annual, or 3 or 4 years now?
Yeah. It floats around. The Easton Foundation actually hosts that event. It's a way to win some scholarship money for youth. It's a pretty cool event. And they're growing it every year, so that's cool. But
yeah, super cool.
Yeah. So you asked me earlier because I gave you the show notes. NGTA, which is the North Georgia Traditional Archers, had their monthly shoot and 85 stick and stringers. 85 archers were at that event.
85 stick and stringers,
yep.
And we see at our events, how many do we see? Generally speaking, maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's the thing, is that this is an event hosted for them. They do it once a month. I think it's the first Saturday of every month. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure it's the first Saturday of every month. And those guys, they like to hang out with their people. There's no doubt about it. And stick and stringers are awesome. Those guys that don't need training wheels have a whole lot of fun,
Well, look here. Whenever we stick around at Lancaster, I don't stick around for the pros. When we go to Lancaster, I don't stick around for the pros.
Yeah, but that Barebow Nation is something else, ain't it?
There you go. We stick around for the barebow. And if you ain't never been, if you're not shooting on day 2, then you want to stick around for the barebow.
Yeah.
And that is a look here. I'm not a part of that, that whole Barebow Nation and everything, but I'm like I like to be on the outside looking in.
But you darn sure rooting for them, and you see how much they got going for them. It's a crazy. So, So the North Georgia Traditional Archers had 85 shooters. Gainesville held the first ASA qualifier of the year. Wasn't it?
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
I
think
think
you're
it
right.
was. So they ended up with 78 shooters. Now, don't get me wrong. I think about 25 or 30 of them were fun shooters, but they still had 78 shooters. That's a good turnout, you know.
Yeah, that's so stout. 78 shooters early in the year when most people still have an indoor bow in their hand.
Yep,
That's pretty stout. That's
that's
pretty
right.
stout.
I saw Rocky Comfort was supposed to shoot, but I didn't see any results from there, so I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything, so I apologize for that. But the Bow Hunter Jamboree, you actually shot in it. We sat around, took some pictures, watched the guys. That was an interesting event. It was new.
That was an event I would like to see come back year after year
Oh, for
because
sure.
I, I enjoyed the format. I think it took the stress out of being inside and being indoor.
Yep.
I'd like to see that one come back because that was a fun event.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's not a lot. It's not a ton of arrows, but
No, but
it's still a fun event.
still fun no matter what, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so they have that. And they ended up with about 40 plus shooters at the Jamboree. So that's pretty cool. If you had long bars and you wasn't competing in the hunter class, you ended up with regular Vegas 3 spot, excuse me. And then, but if you were shooting in the bow hunter Jamboree part, you ended up with the dare target, right?
Right.
So you could shoot the 14, one of the 12s, and then the 11 ring, because you made a video about that to so people would know what was going on. But I think
Right,
that
I did, but this is the thing about it. When Big Shot bought, or was it Morel? I can't remember. But anyway, they changed the dare target. Now,
no. So wait. The target that they used is a Morel target, and it is
okay,
changed. It does not have an 11 on it. Has a circle,
right.
but it doesn't have 11. And the reason that is, and I'll be honest, I know what it is. It's because you don't want to get, oh, you copied our target. So they did one change to it.
Okay.
So I can still buy the dare target from Delta McKenzie, which is now Big Shot.
So that target still exists.
Yep.
It's just that
Yep.
they bought the other target.
They bought the pet. You felt it, right? It's a thicker
Oh yeah,
material,
yeah,
so it doesn't wear out as fast.
yeah. The dare target's really thin. It's still thin. So,
Look,
yeah.
you probably fixing to lose it. I hear it. I hear your headphones fixing to go out. They are humming like all They humming like I'll get out. Tooth off. There you go. Go like that. It's loud and it's proud.
You there?
Yeah, that's a lot better. As far as oh man, that's freaking. It's a lot better.
You there?
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
You got me?
I got you.
Yeah, there we go.
You got me?
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, I think your headphones were just dying, bud.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
All
Could
right.
be.
So
So the dare target.
it's
So the dare target is paper thin. It's really thin. It's a
super
really thin target.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is.
So I think that what happened is they bought them from Morel. They look almost the same. I hate to say it, and I'm going to say this on the podcast because this is what we talk about, right? If you had that Morel target, you would have never mentioned the 11.
No, heck no.
All right, because it didn't have an 11 on it.
Mm-mm.
Yep. So, and I think, hold me to it, but I think that as the compounders, they had figured that it wasn't going to hit the 11 because it was a 10 ring no matter what. Even if you shot in the 11, it was still going to count as 10 points because it was supposed to be 36 per. Because I sent some messages to Trip and, to make sure that what they were doing, because I was under assumption it was only 112. Somebody else says it's both 12s are in play. So they were thinking they can shoot one upper, one lower, and the 14. And I'm like, no, I don't think that's right because we had a talk about it, right?
Right.
But then you posted yours off a dare target with the red ring in it. And I think it's just got some confusion. It doesn't matter.
Well, I didn't want to do mine premature without talking to anybody, so I called Trip.
Yeah.
On my way to pick that target up, I called Trip and I said, give me the rundown." And he gave me the rundown, and his explanation included the 11 ring. And so I said, okay, cool. That's all I need to know. Like we're counting 14, 12, 11 for 37. And he's like, yeah, that's it, 37. And I said, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so that's why I did the video the way I did the video.
Yeah,
And then it started a little bit of confusion on Facebook, and I'm like, well, it is what it is.
And I told somebody, did you ever think an 11 ring would draw such a crowd? You know, did you ever think that an 11 ring would draw such a crowd? But I tell you what, it did. And
it did.
Hey, but hey, you know, good or bad publicity is still publicity, right? So,
that's right.
So it worked. But yeah, so let's go back to where we were at. The Bow Hunter Jamboree ended up with 40 plus shooters. Some youth, some adults, some whatever. If you had a long stabilizer or whatever, you ended up with shooting a Vegas face, not that target. I feel the same way you feel, that this should be a yearly event. Like, I mean, I think Culpeper's has always hosted a jamboree, and I think this can be a playoff of that every year.
Absolutely,
yeah.
100%.
And I think it'll grow from there, because I liked your cooler, but I didn't like it enough to pay for it.
No.
Oh me. But yeah, that's what happened. And then on Sunday, R&D, which while we were trying to, your technical difficulties, that's who I was on the phone with, was the guys from R&D, and they had 77 shooters. In their
shooters, man. That's listen. Early in the season, when we're still playing with indoor bows, they're out there geeking for 3D, and 77 shooters is pretty stout. I'm excited for this 3D season. Looking at those numbers right there, I'm excited for this 3D season.
If that keeps going,
right,
it's going to be a good 3D season.
Absolutely,
for sure. I'm trying to look at something, but anyway, so excuse me from looking down, trying to search my phone for something right quick, because it popped in my head, and I want to make sure, because we're at that middle section, right? We're in the section of between, we talked about who all shot this past weekend.
Yep.
Here's the one thing that I was looking at, and like I told you, they had a lot of fun shooters, right?
Yes, they did.
So 39, that's what I was looking up to make sure. 39 of that 77 were actual qualifiers shooters, and 38 were fun shooters.
Well, you know whose name I've seen on that list as a fun shooter, right?
Oh, the infamous.
Did you see the infamous
Mr. Scott Parrott?
That's exciting.
Yeah.
When's the last time he shot at anybody's range? When's the last time? Do you know? I don't know.
I think, and don't hold me to it, when I hosted state championship, he showed up and shot.
Did he really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Just so that he could fill it out. And that was the last time I know he's picked his bow up. So that was I hosted, the year before last, right?
Yeah, it's been 2 years. Yep. That's right.
And so, if I'm not mistaken, that was the last time, and he had to dust it off to get it there too. And he had a great time. Him and Kim, they did a good time, had a good time, and walked the range and shot. So I think
super cool.
I think that's the last time. And we all love Scott. He has made some changes to the ranges at the ASA event. Some people like them, some people don't. I love them. I love them. I think I'm telling you right now, if anybody that listens to this podcast and wants to see what an ASA range looks like, they should go shoot his place, because he sets his place.
Yeah, go shoot RBO.
He sets RBO, sets a range like great. Always. I go. It's a long drive. For you, everything's a long drive. But
right at 5 hours for me.
But for me, it's still a long. It's on the other side of the state. I'm on one side. He's on the other. And I have to, but I make a point to at least go shoot a couple of his shoots every year, because I have such a great time with it. He does such a great job,
Yeah, I tried to get there last year, and I wasn't able to make any qualifiers or any shoots. And then the state rolled around. He held the state last year,
Yep.
and I was definitely going to go shoot the state, right? Because I think I was only a couple of points out of
Shooter of the year.
Shooter of the year or something like that.
Yep.
Me and Dad Lee were kind of neck and neck at the time, and so we loaded up to go. Funny story. We loaded up to go, me and a couple of guys, Dad included, and we loaded up to go. We hit the Dublin exit, stopped to get breakfast, get all the way. I'm about 45 minutes away, and Dad asked where his phone is.
Holy.
And I said, do what? He goes, where's my phone? And I'm like, I don't know where your phone is. So my buddy Sean calls his phone, and the McDonald's manager answers my dad's phone in Dublin. This is 3.5 hours away, right?
I know exactly where it's at. That's my.
And I'm like,
that's my stop. That's my stop on the way down to see y'all.
Right, exactly. So, needless to say, Dad's running Archer's mark. So all of his marks are on his phone. So all his tape is on his phone.
Oh yeah.
And then number 2, I run my business off of Dad's phone, right? So it's like, do I continue and go shoot and let Dad, Dad's not going to shoot, but I'm going to shoot and Sean's going to shoot, and then possibly lose a company phone, or do I just, turn around and go pick the phone up and, miss the shoot basically. So anyways, I'm not saying it's Dad's fault. But
you're saying it's Dad's fault. I got
you. Those breakfast burritos were really good.
Oh Lord! But I mean, Scott does a great job. And all of his crew, man, he's got a great group of guys that help him, like religiously, to set it up, take it down, put it up, do all the stuff. And he is on the list for this weekend, so we'll talk about that in a minute.
That's right.
But
well, let's talk about the like you hit on it right there, and so I was out at my range today, and I'm building a road bed back to the second range that I got back there, and
holes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And just like you just said, Scott's got his group of guys that come out and help him is like unprecedented. Nobody else has that out here. Nobody else has the volunteers that Scott gets. He's got a good group of guys, and it's like for anybody else to hold something like that, it takes weeks and weeks in advance because we just don't have the manpower. Everybody wants to shoot, and everybody wants to come out and shoot your course, and everybody wants to participate when it comes time to pull the string back and shoot and score and everything, but nobody wants to come out and help on the range and when it's work day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
And that's what's plaguing the archery ranges and archery clubs in Georgia at this particular moment, in my opinion.
Plain and simple. I'm playing because when you changed, I had bumped you up, and then you got hot, so we bumped you back down on our thing. But anyway, yeah. So I've been doing this a little while. I did it a couple of different places. That's always the case, and you have a group of guys who are raring to go. Your first shoot, your second shoot, maybe even your third shoot. They're there. They'll set you up. They'll do. Come July, June, August, it's hot. I don't want to be up there. I just want to shoot my bow, and then there, but then when you close it up, they go, why did you close? Why did you not keep going? Redneck Archery Club was that was before your time, but Redneck Archery Club would have 115, 120 shooters every week that they hosted a shoot. But the same 4 people did everything, and the same 4 people got burned out doing everything. Right? And
right, yeah.
And I've told people this for a long time. If you're setting an archery range to try to make some money, you might as well just not start.
No. There ain't no money in having an archery range / club or anything like that.
100%.
All you're hoping to do is maybe buy a couple cores at the end of the season. That's about it.
Yeah, and you get to shoot your range. I mean, that's essentially
I get to shoot my range.
That's 100% right. It's the craziest thing in the world, but that's how it works.
Amen. That's right.
And like I said, Scott is blessed with those guys that come out there and help him very much so, and been doing. So I mean, and thank goodness that he keeps going, because he gets good turnouts, he gets good groups, and we've lost ranges and we've started new ranges, and there's new ranges that are opening up every year. But I talked to one that he says, "Hey, I want to do this." I'm like, "Tell me the reasons you want to do it." And they were like, "Well, I want to make some money." I'm like, "Well, then don't start." And
don't start.
Nope.
Yeah.
There ain't no money in this. We do it for the love of the sport, I mean, if y'all built a big old building to put some indoor range targets in, and I don't know, you'd have to charge an arm and a leg to try to get your recovery in just that part alone,
And the bad thing about it is, like, we have, and don't get me wrong, we have a good group of guys down here that shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what they do. They just shoot, right? And so it's me and Dad, and I got a couple other friends, Buster Morale and Sean Lane. They help me out as much as they can, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit more freedom because I own my own business. Yep. So I got a little bit more freedom. Dad's obviously semi-retired and, or whatever. So we get a little bit more freedom. But
did you just call your dad semi-retarded?
Right. Well, if you knew what he did today, you wouldn't question me. But
I understand.
I built that building, and me and Dad talked about it when we built that building. I wanted somewhere for me to shoot, right? And me to not. I mean, and I'm not saying that I can't go up to Wildcat is local and shoot, but when I walk in Wildcat, it's like you there with your buddies and you're talking. You're not really focused. You can't really stay focused.
Can't
and if
work
you
your
really
process. That's right.
Exactly. If you really want to get serious, and you really want to be serious, then you really need somewhere like a range where you can just walk in, spend an hour or two.
Yep.
Pounding, fixing things or whatever. And so that was the whole, thing about me building the building. It wasn't to make any money.
No.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm asking people, like, hey, if you want to come shoot, just, this is what it's going to cost for you to come shoot in here. And that's just so I can replace the cores and the targets. That's it.
Throw in a couple of dollars, man. We're using paper and we're using targets that don't replace themselves.
You ain't lying.
So, I mean, yeah, I understand that completely. So who's shooting this weekend? Well, this weekend, the U.S. Archery is having their indoor nationals in Florida. They have it in like 14 different places. Florida just happens to be the closest for most people here in the state. And so we got a pretty good crew of Georgians going down to shoot that event this weekend.
We have a local girl down here from Richmond Hill in my neck of the woods going to shoot. And I think she placed third last year. If I'm not mistaken, Audrey placed third last year.
Yeah, I think so.
But Audrey Overton's going. Her mom texted me today and let me know she's not going to be able to make the shoot this weekend, but she's going to make the one next weekend because of this. So let's all root for Audrey. Now, us in Richmond Hill, we're kind of rooting for her. So.
And what's the shoot this weekend?
So the shoot this weekend is the one in the local area, in our local area, is the Evgeni
Bowman's, right? It's a shotgun start on Saturday.
No, they changed it to casual.
Okay, because it's a qualifier. But anyway,
it is a qualifier.
Yeah. So I don't know why. I'm just trying to fill up my list. Anyway, so the S3DA has their regional number 6, which is the last regional before the state. And he actually had enough people, 105 signed up. So he's running a Friday night line and then a bunch of lines on Saturday.
That's amazing.
So that's on Saturday and Friday. So on Saturday, the regional S3DA will be having like I said, he's got a bunch of lines on Saturday. So I'm looking up. Look, you know me. I got to keep up with. Oh my goodness! All right, I got to pull this up and make sure I put it on the right thing. All right, so that is also happening. The Appling Archers. I don't know if you've ever been there. Their shoot is a great shoot at Appling. Those Appling Archers are great guys. They do a thing every year.
Are they doing the critter shoot? Because I've been to that, I think.
Well, it's like that, but this is their meeting where they clean up the course and then they'll have their fun shoot. So anybody that's members or anybody who wants to, get involved with the Appling Archers, they'll be having their meeting and then a fun course shoot. Also, the RBO, we talked about Scott Parrott's having his shoot on Saturday and Sunday. So you can either get there on Saturday or Sunday. And on my list, Fort Valley Gun Club is having their shoot. I haven't been there at all. So but I try to keep up with who's where and when. That's on the.
No, I never. Didn't they just start holding them last year?
Yeah, I think it was last year.
Was that their first year holding them? Yeah, I haven't made it out there. I need to put that on a list of things to do for sure.
And then it's an ASA Tri-State qualifier at Ogeechee Bowman on Saturday. And yes. I wanted to make sure 10 o'clock start, 2 o'clock close is what it said. I just want to make sure I get the right information.
Right.
That's a tri-state qualifier. So that is, for us, is
Florida and Georgia.
I got you.
Yep. But just to be clear, let's clear up that tri-state qualifier. What that means is that if you shoot that shoot, you qualify to shoot the state shoot in South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Okay. That does not mean you get Shooter of the Year points
in all the states. No.
In all the states, you only get Shooter of the Year points in Georgia if you're a Georgia shooter. All right. And if you come from South Carolina to shoot it, you don't get Shooter of the Year points in South Carolina, and also in Florida. So you don't only get Shooter of the Year points in Georgia.
Yep.
If you're Georgia.
Or Georgian, that's right.
That's right.
But it does qualify you to be able to go shoot the state championship in those other states.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said on Sunday, RBO is still shooting for their second day. And I have Outback Archery and Range having their shoot on Sunday. And I also have Rocky Creek Archery Club having their shoot on Sunday.
Now, let me ask you a question about Outback. Do you know the answer to this? Is that because I know that they're having like a bow hunter?
Their league.
Their league.
I don't believe that this is a league date.
This ain't a league date for that? Okay.
I don't think it's the C, whatever they call it. I forgot. But I don't believe this is a league date. The first league date got moved around. It was supposed to be at Acorn, I think, is the first one. And so I'm not. I don't think this is his league date. You're making me look this stuff up.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be clear.
Oh yeah, but I don't think so because I've been trying to keep up with so that we do talk about when it's their league stuff. So.
Right. Okay. Let's see here.
So now you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up here. Let's see here.
Let's see. I'm pulling. I just lost it.
I'm pretty sure right there.
I'm pretty sure. So, yep.
If we're wrong, we apologize.
Oh yeah, I mean we've definitely been wrong before, but anyway, so that's what's going on this weekend. So get out there and shoot your bow somewhere. The weather was beautiful, and we were shooting inside. That's crazy.
That's what my mom actually came and she's like, y'all do it backwards, and I said, what do you mean, Mom? She said, well, y'all are like inside when you should be outside, and outside to be inside.
Yeah, but you understand that we're doing this based off of the whole state.
Right. Yeah.
So, look at that. He lost it. He's lost it. Oh my gosh. I lost my co-host. There he comes. He's coming back. I lost my co-host. Yep. Your internet must have dropped or something, bud. And now you're on there. You're slowly moving. Are you there? I don't know. Yeah, you sound like a robot now. Yellow? A little better. I don't know what happened.
I don't know either.
Technology.
I did find out that Olin, so Outback Archery is their circuit qualifier is June 21st.
So it's a ways away on so that's awesome. But yeah, so that's what's going on this weekend. If you didn't hear your name and you know there's a shoot going on, you can send email to georgearchery@gmail.com so we can get this added to the list. If you want to check that list out, you can always find that list on www.georgearchery.com and click the calendar page. Speaking of www.georgearchery.com, took a whole lot of pictures this past weekend from the bow hunter shoot and from GBAA, and those pictures are soon to be available so people can go back and look through them on the web page. So it'll be under the archery photos page. So I hope you go and check those out. And then if you know of anything and you want to relay it for us to relay once a week, we try to do this podcast. You can hear it on any podcast app that you can think of because we have listed it everywhere. We are on Spotify. We are on Google, Apple. It's even listed in the Amazon podcast. So, and lots of others. So you can find that information there. Please be sure to like and share this podcast if you see it on our social medias. We are on Facebook, YouTube, the Snappy Chats, the X, used to be Twitter, Instagram. So please like and share. Huh?
The Tiki Talks.
Yeah, the Tiki Talks. So please like and share and, subscribe to our channels. And we do appreciate it. It helps us a whole lot more than you know. Because the faster we get found, the faster it shows up and it helps out a lot. But yeah, final thoughts.
Honestly, I just can't wait to get outside, do some 3D, and then be back to Foley.
Back to Foley. I ain't got long to go, for sure. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's about it for this week. Until next time, I'm Big John, and you are?
I'm Dwayne.
All right, we'll see you.
See ya.